At that time, we'll call Scott County School Board meeting to order, and y'all please stand for the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, we'll have some presentations.
Yes, at this time, as chairman, we would like to announce the Scott County Schools February Volunteers of the Month. As always, we're very appreciative of the time and effort that each volunteer gives to our students and schools. First, from Fairview Elementary, is Danielle Gayhart. Huntsville Elementary, Christian Blevins and Jaylee Atkins. If you're here, ladies, come forward. She looked like she's standing up there until we're finished.
Okay. Thank you.
Huntsville Middle, Kelly Cron. Robbins Elementary, Lance Williams. Winfield Elementary, Mark and Melinda Waters. It's off.
Wait a minute, girl. Sit up, Miss Ashley.
Thank you, ladies. Also, this time, Mr. Chairman, we would like to announce the Scott High School February Student of the Month. Miss Hannah Reagan Lawson, the 18-year-old daughter of Dwayne and Laura Lawson of the Huntsville community, was selected by the Scott High School staff as a February Stand Student of the Month. Hannah is a member of the National Beta Club and the HOSA Club. She is an active member of the Capitol Hill Missionary Baptist Church. She has completed several dual credit classes and has earned a GPA of 4.0625. She has followed a more rigorous course of study and will graduate under the Tennessee Scholars Program. Hannah will attend Rome State Community College in the fall under the Tennessee Promise and complete the 2+2 program at Tennessee Tech University and pursue a career in early childhood education. Hannah's dream job is to become a kindergarten teacher in Scott County and wishes to someday become a principal. Hannah also currently works at the Scott County Pharmacy. Mr. Chairman, that completes the presentations for the month of February.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the board? Okay, if not, Mr. Cash, you have anything?
No, I just want to congratulate our boys basketball team for finishing up. They finished last week in the state sectional semifinals. Had a tremendous year. There's only been, I don't know, 2 other teams I think that's went as far as they have. So congratulate them. We're had several 8th graders that'll be moving on to Sky High, so we're looking forward to seeing them at Sky High. So congratulate on their great year. Scholars Bowl starts today, I think, is their first meet. So wish Fairview the best luck there and all the teams. And then also soccer starts in a couple weeks. I think it's the 3rd is the first game. I think Fairview's might be the 4th. I might have that backwards. But soccer season will be, we start practice this week. So I want to wish everybody the best there. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Tanya?
She's not.
Okay. Ms. Stanley with Winfield.
Yes, ma'am. We did have health inspections this week at Winfield School. Our cafeteria received a 100, and I want to send congratulations to our new cafeteria manager, Amanda Massengale. She's done a great job of stepping up and seeing that the food preparation in our cafeteria is really terrific. Our building health inspection was a 99, which was also very impressive. We did, excuse me, have some ceiling tiles and floor tiles that the inspector thought we needed to replace, but those were just minor things that can easily be taken care of. Also, just congratulations to my staff. During all this sickness, our teachers, our teacher assistants, custodians, office staff, everybody has really stepped up. Had one teacher assistant this week that I asked to do something, and she said, anything you need, whatever you need. And that's the way my staff has been, so I want to congratulate them on that. Thank them for it. I sent the board an email earlier today. I hope you've had a chance to read that. If you have any questions at any point, I'll be glad to answer those. And that's all I have, Miss Esther.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Amy Jefferson Robbins.
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to echo just a little bit of what Scott said. Our soccer teams are practicing in preparation for the upcoming season, but so is our middle school boys baseball team. So if you get a chance to come out and support either one, our baseball coach is very excited. He has about 20 boys practicing right now, and we're just looking for a really good, successful season there. And also, I wanted to let the board know that our field goals came in. We ordered those back in September, and they were finally delivered yesterday. That took Amanda working with me, us calling the company, and just several different times before they actually got delivered. So we're looking forward to getting those put up really soon. And I just want to say congratulations, Scott, to the Fairview Rebels and to all the county teams. I think Huntsville did pretty well, too. We were really proud of just watching how far our kids could go, and I can't wait for them to get to Scott High and play. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Rector with Scott High.
Yes. Am I coming through?
Yes,
Thank you. I do want to make one important announcement to the board and the public this evening. Just want to, and I know most of you all are already aware of this, but just wanted to follow up with everybody. Late on Tuesday evening, we did have, I did get a phone call from the sheriff's department that there had been a threat that had been reported by a student and their parent. And again, they did report that to the sheriff's department. We were thankful for that because action began immediately. They reached out and contacted me, and then a whole lot of work started at that point. I can't give a whole lot of details there about exactly what all that entailed because it is still under investigation. But I will tell you that I was able to contact all of the students. There were specific students involved in that, and I was able to contact all students and parents and their parents that were involved in that Tuesday night. And so was able to make contact and make arrangements with them to make sure that they knew what was going on and we could make arrangements for their child's safety. Again, I can't give you and I can't give the public a whole lot of details exactly about what the threat was or about some of the things that have been uncovered since then. However, I do want to say at this point, it still is an active investigation. The sheriff's department, along with TBI, are involved. We are taking this very seriously. Our goal is to uncover where this came from, where it originated from. And if they're able to do that and to see that person be prosecuted for this. So I will offer what reassurance that I can. As throughout the investigation at this point, there have been no additional elements of threat that have been uncovered, no active elements, only that initial threat that was made. So nothing additional that would lead us to believe that this is active has been uncovered throughout the investigation. So that is somewhat reassuring, but I understand there's only a certain amount of reassurance that students or parents are going to be able to have in this situation. So I do understand that. Because of that, the Sheriff's Department has been wonderful working with us and communicating with us. We did have an increased presence yesterday morning, simply as school began and students were unloading from buses. We have quite a large campus and we have a lot going on in the mornings. Buses unload in one location, parents drop off in another location, and then we have student drivers as well. So we wanted to make sure that we had enough people here on campus to observe all of those locations. And we thank the Sheriff's Department for being so gracious and sending those guys over. I know a lot of them, including Officer Sexton there, came over after their shift was over. They were pretty tired from the night shift, but came over and spent a few hours with us yesterday morning to make sure that that everything started safely and that the school was in a safe condition. So we appreciate that. We had several had other officers on campus throughout the day yesterday that rotated and had the same thing today. And we know we have a commitment from the Sheriff's Department to make sure that we have an officer on campus at all times, and that's what we've seen. So we appreciate that. We hope that, again, that does bring some reassurance to this situation. Again, acknowledging that there's only so much reassurance that people are going to be able to have until we can hopefully uncover where this came from. Okay, but just want everybody to know we are working diligently to that direction. That is our goal. We're not going to stop investigating this. We will take it as far as we need to in order to uncover the information we need. Do you have any questions?
At this time, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, how about Miss Goodman with Huntsville Middle
She won't.
or Elementary?
She just texted, she won't be on.
Okay, what about Miss Goodman?
Miss Goodman will not. Oh, Miss
Okay.
Hamilton maybe, I don't know.
Okay, what about Miss Hamilton? No? Okay, Mr. Hall, you be next.
Thank you very much. First thing I would like to announce that we have set the dates for the parent-teacher conferences for all elementary and middle schools. Will be on Monday, March 14th, from 4 till 7 p.m. Scott High School will be on Tuesday, March 15th, from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Again, elementary and middle schools, Monday, March 14th, from 4 until 7 p.m. Scott High School, Tuesday, March 15th, 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. I'd also like to announce that the pre-K and kindergarten registration for the 2022-2023 school year will be Friday, February the 25th, from 9 a.m. and to 2 p.m. at each individual school. Pre-K students must be 4 years old on or by August 15th. Pre-K 3-year-olds must be 3-year-old on or by August 15th. 4-year-old students that meet requirements will have first priority. 3-year-olds will be accepted if we have openings. Also, the kindergarten age as kindergarten students must be 5 years old on or by August 15th. The parents may pick up a registration packet at the school or at the central office and return the packet with information to the school where your child will attend. And you will need to bring your child's birth certificate, child's social security card, child's current shot record on the state form. And pre-K applicants also need to include a current pay stub or a 2020 tax form. Children will not be registered until all items are complete. Okay, if you have any questions, you can contact myself or Ms. Linda Keaton here at the central office. Also, would like to congratulate all the county middle school basketball teams this year for a successful season. Special thank you to the players, the coaches, and the parents, and to every faculty member that helped work, all administrators that worked, and everyone that helped make this season a success. Thank you very much. Scott High School's district tournament begins next Thursday. Is that correct, Ms. Rector?
Yes, Thursday.
Yeah. Next Thursday night, will both boys and girls team be in action on that night?
Yes, both boys and girls. Girls at 6:30, boys at 7 o'clock at Anderson County.
At Anderson County, all right. Thank you. And with that being said, let me start by saying, first of all, an apology to you guys. I know last the work session I brought up the thing to do the bleachers for Scott High School. And let me say that this is my 11th year in this position. And anytime we've had a capital project or an outlay project, we've always put it on our 5-year plan or anything from there to work in order to prioritize and go from there. I can say that once we spoke with the guy told about Enterprises to look at bleachers to kind of see and give us a price. And once they come in, your boy kind of got a little overzealous. I apologize for that. Did not mean to put you on any type of predicament in any way. I can also honestly say to our general public that there's not one person sitting up here that would be against anything to go to the bleachers at Scott High School. I think I can honestly say that. But I think, and I've always said to the president here, when we do things from a capital project, that we put it on the list and we go through it. We share those things with the board. We prioritize what needs to be done by us or what needs to be done by the county commission. And I will say this much. For the past 3 to 4 years, maybe even longer, we've been in a position to help and do our capital projects pretty much with us. Someday we'll be in a position where we won't be able to. We're going to need the help. Okay, and we've almost completed for the past 10 years almost every plan that was in there. We have some that when I first walked in here 11 years ago, and we had some we put on the first 5-year plan from when myself and Ryan Keaton sit down, looked at it, and did that, and we never got completed. Okay, probably may not. I don't know. One of those things, of course, was a new high school. That was on that list. There've been some other projects that's been on there, probably didn't get completed. But for the majority, when we've done our outlay project, we've done it with a fiscal presence in mind. We've done it with the betterment of each school. We've not looked at one school. We've looked at what needs to be done for all. We've always done that. And believe me, I wish we had money to complete any project we wanted. We don't. We'll never be in a situation to do that. But we've been healthy. We've been able to do a lot of things. There's not probably, just off the top of our head, bleachers every school, scoreboards, roof projects, new bus garage, buses, those type of things. We've been able to complete a lot of things, guys. And like I say, did I get a little overzealous when I saw it? Absolutely did. I was excited when I come in. I meant nothing but to really try to get it out there and for us to start thinking about these things. We'll go sit down the next couple of weeks when the man and I have time, along with Mr. Shannon. We'll look at the projects that need to be done. We'll get you those lists. This will be on that list. This project will be on there. That I can promise that. When we get it to you guys and we make our list and we look at it, we always sit with you guys to prioritize what needs to be done. And again, for my, excitement and my overzealously and kind of going against my norm and my trend of what I've always done. I apologize to you guys because I don't put you guys in a tough predicament and stuff. Is it a project I'd love to do? Absolutely. Absolutely. Would I do it tomorrow? Absolutely. I would, but I know the process, I know the steps that needs to be done. And we will follow those steps, and we will continue to follow those steps as long as I'm sitting here. And for that guy, I want you guys to know that. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have, unless y'all have any questions for me.
We forgive you.
Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to item 7, adoption of the agenda. In accordance with the Board Policy number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda of all items to be acted on during the regular monthly meeting. May I have a motion to approve the February 10th, 2022 agenda?
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Sexton?
Aye.
Tony's not on, is he?
No, you're not.
Item 8, consent agenda items. In accordance with the Scott County Board of Education policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. May I have a motion to approve the items listed on the consent agenda as follows? A, approval of the minutes for January 13th, 2022. B, approval of the bills and financial report for December of 2021.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Sexton?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Item 9A, approve overnight trips. Board approval is needed for out-of-state overnight school trips according to board policy number 4.302. May I have a motion to grant permission for the following trips? Elementary principals, Elgin meeting at Pigeon Forge, January the 27th through January the 28th of 2022. CTE Director, Board of Education, textbook state winter directors meeting, February the 7th through the 9th of 2022. Coordinated Health, CHS Institute in Franklin, Tennessee, February the 27th through March the 2nd of 2022. Scott High School Band Director and East Tennessee All-State Band students, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, February the 3rd through the 5th of 2022. Food Service Director, LA Conference, Washington, D.C., March the 4th through the 9th of 2022.
Mr. Chairman, before you ask for a motion or a second, talk with Ms. Paulette. She will not be able to attend the Washington, D.C. conference, so we'd like to take that off if we could, please.
Okay. Okay, is there any more discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
What you got?
Oh, I'm sorry. But do I have a motion? Sorry.
Motion.
Do you have a second? Second. Okay, now any more discussion? If not, waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Sexton?
Aye.
Item 9B, approve amendments. In pursuant to board policy number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments required to balance the budget for the fiscal year 2021-2022. This action will allow funds to be applied to areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. May I have a motion to approve the following amendments? CTE Amendment Number 1, Federal Amendment Number 7.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Mr. Sexton?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Item 9C, ESRA Addenda. It is federally required to update our school reopening plan and public spending plan every 6 months through September 30th of 2023. The addendums will give updated information on ESRA 1, 2, and 3. May I have a motion to approve the following ESRA Addenda? ESRA Public Spending Plan Addenda, Safe Return to In-Person Instruction and Continuing D2 Services Plan Addenda.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Stanley? Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Mr. Sexton?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye. Item 9D, renew bid. Instead of rebidding chicken processing, the food service director would like to renew the bid. May I have a motion to renew the chicken processing bid with Gold Creek for the 2021-2022 school year?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry.
Aye.
Ms. Kidd.
Aye.
Ms. Abbott.
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Ms. Sharp.
Aye. Item 9E, communications connectivity. A number of bids, contracts, and applications must be made each year to ensure communications connectivity for the Scott County school system. Authorization is requested to allow Office of Director of Schools to complete all necessary paperwork to extend or renew existing multi-year contracts with our current communications vendors and to advertise for new services in areas which may be needed. This includes all necessary steps to request E-rate funding for the 2021-2022 school year. May I have a motion to authorize the Office of the Director of Schools to complete the items listed below for communications connectivity in the 2021-2022 school year? Extend contract with Highland Telephone Facility Communication Services. Extend contract with U.S. Cellular Mobile Communication Services. Renew participation with the State of Tennessee Education Broadband Consortium, TEBC. Extend contract with Education Networks of America, Internet Access Services, TEBC. Extend contract with Telpage Incorporated, Wide Area Network Services. Advertise additional E-rate eligible network services, Form 470, and apply for E-rate funding, Form 471.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Ms. Terry. Ms. Sharp.
Aye.
Ms. Kidd.
Aye.
Ms. Abbott.
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye.
Item 9F, Fairview Elementary School Gymnasium. Approval is needed for the Fairview Elementary School Gymnasium proposed location site. May I have a motion to approve the location site for the new Fairview Elementary School Gymnasium to be constructed in front of the school where the existing school bus ramp is currently located as a part of the federally funded ESRA 3.0.
Motion.
Second.
Could I interject real quick?
Yes.
Do we have, or does the board have a preliminary map from the architect of this area?
You talking about like a photo of it, from an aerial photo, or?
Anything that shows where the gym may be?
Yeah, we do. You got one in there, Mr. Stanley?
I can print it off. He
Well,
had
what
sent
I would
me-
recommend is that that be included in the minutes with this resolution, just to give a little bit more detail,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's not anything you have to do right now,
Okay.
so.
So get a
I
copy
just
to
want to,
everybody.
yeah, I would just give a copy to everybody and include that in the minutes. I know that Mr. Hill addressed that
Yeah.
at the last work session, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay.
think you did.
Okay. I thought he gave one to everybody. It's on for work. We'll get you one.
All right, and just
You
include
did.
that, include that with the minutes. I
Okay.
think that would be helpful.
You got something, Jared?
I think so.
And the two locations.
Yeah, we should have one that shows both locations on
A
there.
and B.
Yeah, that's
what I had, that shows the A and B
But just make sure that's put in the
Okay.
minutes.
Maybe in there. I didn't think it was.
Any more discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry.
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye.
Mr. Sexton.
Aye.
Ms. Sharp.
Aye.
Ms. Kidd.
Aye.
Ms. Abbott.
Aye. Item 9G, school calendar. In accordance with Scott County Board Policy number 1.800, the Scott County Board of Education will adopt, upon recommendation of the director, an official school calendar for the succeeding school year. The calendar will identify holidays, vacation days, summer sessions, and other extensions of the school year. The calendar may be revised by the board for such things as inclement weather or other factors if recommended by the director of schools. May I have a motion to approve the school calendar for the 2022-2023 school year?
Motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I got the email from Ms. Stanley, but I'd like to give her a chance to maybe explain it here, what her recommendations were that she sent in that email, or concerns about the calendar. She's still here?
Yes. What I was referring to, Mr. Sexton, is that I presented a couple of years ago to the board a recommendation for some early release days so that the principals could meet with their at their individual schools for some of the trainings and meetings that we don't have time for according to the memorandum of understanding in the teacher's contract. There is a time limit there on how long your faculty meetings can be. So the idea was that we would have maybe a couple of hours there that we could do trainings and meetings that we didn't have time for otherwise. And what sort of happened there, and I understand the need for countywide meetings, but the allowance for individual meetings at the schools has kind of gone out the window. And that was what I presented to the board, what our intentions were originally, rather than system-wide meetings, with the exception of Scott High. Now, I'm not talking about Scott High because they do their own thing at this time. We're just talking about the elementary, middle schools. If we're going to have the early release days, and I say if, because that's up to the board to make that decision. But, if we have them, then I would really like, and I think the other principals would agree, that part of these need to be, we need to be allowed to have those some of those at our own schools rather than system-wide. Does that clarify that a little bit?
Yes, thank you. My next question, I guess, is I didn't see any early release days on the calendar. Are we planning on doing them at all?
We were, I don't think Ms. Keaton put them on there.
Okay.
We wanted to wait and go there, and it's something that we would bring to you guys.
Okay, so we can make that decision later as far as, okay.
Yes.
That's what I just want to make sure that we weren't going to vote on something that we couldn't
Yes.
change later as far as.
Well, we can always amend, if you notice it says that I can bring an amendment to you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Okay, any more discussion? Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Mr. Sexton?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye. Okay, before we go to item 9H, Ms. Carleen, do you have anything?
No, I'd just like to thank Mr. Hall for his apology, and sorry if I said anything last week that caused any confusion, because I think it did.
We're all good.
But anyway, I have, like he said, I have no ill will to Scott High getting bleachers. I just think that was totally misunderstood, and
Well, I told you, I kind of get a little,
well, I appreciate it. But anyway, water under the bridge.
And Ms. Linda?
I feel the same way. We were just shocked and surprised because we have been instructed, to get on the 5-year plan. And we always look at doing things first for the safety of the children, first. And I know that Birchville School is a big issue right now, the kids and the trailers and that sort of thing. So it was just a surprise. It was just a surprise that being talked about. And I look back after that, my first year attending the board retreat, and I asked, how did you get things on the list, and was instructed, we just do them as we can. And, I write a lot of things down, and I look back. I had even asked for a gym at Scott High at one point.
So we for, well, how many years?
That on the 5-year plan in
Yeah.
2019, I had mentioned the Huntsville Elementary issue and those sort of things. And it is not, I know the needs there for the bleachers.
Mhm.
I also know that there's a need there for, to get those kids out of the trailers at Birchfield. Because, like I said, if the preschoolers were taking a nap, and I don't know if it's still this practice or not, but the preschool assistants that would be their break time when the children took a nap.
And can I add something to that?
Yes.
As far as the track school, the plan was next to move it into the gym. Okay. And that was one way to get them out. Really, the only way to get them out is to add on to the school. And as I've said many times, we should not be having this conversation here today. We should not be.
That's right.
It should have been done right to begin with and
You're
finished.
Right.
Not saying that the school's spectacular, okay? It's great, but we still shouldn't have people out there. So,
The same way with Fairview Gym. If it had been done right, start out with,
not being able to,
we would not have to be in this situation. And I know that this board wants to do things right.
Absolutely.
And we do not want to put those kids in trailers in another old gym that's nearly 50 years old. We want to do it right for them. And like I said, that was the issue. It was just, and I know,
And those are also some projects too that when you get into the excess of 7 digits, that we're going to have a conversation with our county commission.
we certainly.
And when we go, we all go.
Yeah.
Okay? And
Yeah.
the general public needs to know that there's nothing more important than our children.
Exactly.
Nothing
That's
more
what we are
important.
about. We are about children,
Absolutely.
number one. And like I said, the $300,000, because like you said, the construction of the elementary gym at Huntsville, and Huntsville is our second largest school,
Mhm.
it's pathetic, but the building, it's sturdy enough.
Absolutely.
$300,000 would have done a lot there,
Well,
maybe.
well,
Maybe.
And I want to say this too. You touched on us going before the county commissioners.
absolutely.
Everybody needs to know, we all go before the county commissioners and beg for money, and it'd be nice, everybody else, if the public wants to go and beg, we'll take any help we can get. I mean,
Yeah.
we go and we ask.
I get the two misconception when we talk about our reserves. By law, we're supposed to have reserves for emergency situations. We've been able to use our reserves for some projects. By law, we're supposed to have a certain percentage. Our total budget is $24 million. That's total budget. So what we pay out every year. By law, we're supposed to keep in reserve, 3%. It's practice to keep 10. Or healthy enough, we got over 20. That's good. That's really good. And as I said, with good decision making through the years, we've been able to do some things. Which is alleviating a lot of stuff from our county taxpayers and those type of things. We're going to get to a point to where we have several buses that are coming into play for the next couple of years. We have some other projects we'd like to do. You touched base on the project with the playroom. Mr. Shannon, you can help me right here. I think with the 2 additional classrooms plus the playroom, we were talking excess of
$4 million.
$4 million.
But I had never
Okay.
been
Now you-
told that.
Yeah, well, we admitted because that was the things that we wanted to put on our list.
Right.
We prioritize what's for the county and what's for.
That, when we met with Mr. Hill, he estimated both the gym and the Huntsville project together. The gym came in at 3.2, and that's why it was budgeted 3.2, and I think the Huntsville project was 4.2. And we know the Fairview gym's gonna be close
think
to
about-
4, so you can imagine what the Huntsville project's gonna be probably closer to 5,
Right. But if we just done the playroom, without.
Well, there's the thing we need to look at. I guess the thing we really want to do is sometimes we just need to get a plan in front of me, plan in front of Mr. Shannon, or the Mr. Manager. We know exactly what we're going to do, whether we're going to refurbish, whether we want to redo. Well, we can refurbish it probably, and the price probably close to what the bleachers will cost. I'm gonna guess. But do you want to refurbish, or do you want to?
We want to do it right,
We'll do
whatever
it.
it takes.
And that's like
Right.
me mentioning the Birchfield trailers. And Derek, I know that's your territory and I'm not trying to get into your district.
No, thank you, I appreciate it.
But, I realize, like you said the other day, we don't want to have to buy another trailer.
Absolutely.
But if we can't do a $5 to $10 million add-on, it'd be nice to at least get one new trailer in there for them to do until we can do something different. And that was my thinking as far as getting into the reserves and everything. I know we had mixed that project
Yeah,
altogether.
we are very, we are really selective in the reserve. Number one, we're never going to use reserves for salary. Never. Okay? That's basic 101 when you talk into managing your budget. You don't use reserve ever for salary. It's always reoccurring. You always have to maintain it. And so it's every year it would do that. So that's why we never see reserves used for salary. It is reserves for emergency situations, or like I said, to do things what we can do to alleviate the taxpayer. Because I know we're gonna work together on these things. And we may disagree on things, and we may argue, we may hug, we may do whatever. But at the end of the day, everybody in here, we all gonna be about the betterment of the child. I have no doubt in those situations.
And we want to do it right.
Well,
Because it's going to cost us more.
I'm about doing things right.
Right.
Okay, I'm about doing things right.
And when we look at the cost of things right now, that estimate for Huntsville Elementary,
Yes.
to build our new high school,
Oh, I
at
already
least
know.
125 million. At least. And you did.
I think you figured it up, didn't you, if it was gonna cost us
When-
$5
when-
million over
when-
here?
What Mr. It's been a conversation, and I'll say this, my first day I walked in here and I sat down with Ryan, the very first thing we put on our plan, the very first thing was a new school at Scott High School. At that time, we estimated $11 million. Now, when Mr. Hill told me the other day I'd say the other day, when you first 2019, you talked about the gym. 6 Scott High has 5 teachers that float. Okay? And we talked about a gym and 6 classrooms. Well, when he did the plans, he looked at it, estimated at $14.6 million. That was an estimate 2 years ago. Now imagine you're gonna probably take that, what prices are now, you're gonna add probably another $5 to $6 million. I would think easily. 30%. He estimated the new school with all new facilities, new land, everything, close to 30 million. Is that not correct, what he told us in there that day?
I believe it is, yes.
And that was when?
That was about 6 months ago. Now, we're on these things, guys. We're working on seeing and getting it, and because, we gotta think forward. We gotta think ahead because.
And we have asked, when you went to county commission, we all went last year. That's one of the things we asked for,
Yes, it was.
a new high school.
It was. And I appreciate you guys, always asking. But understand, that, and I understand their role is to not add more to the taxpayer. And I understand that, guys. I understand that wholeheartedly. But there's gonna be a point in time that the conversation has to be serious. Can't just be thrown out. The conversation has to get real, has to get serious.
It's not getting cheaper either.
It's not gonna get cheaper, no, it's not.
And I will say this, Mr. Hall, I remember when you were principal at Scott High, and we were in a meeting at Birchfield, and we were getting new bleachers at Scott High.
Yes.
And you asked the question, when we have enough bleachers, enough seating, to host the tournament? You were told yes.
So I was.
You were told
I was
yes.
actually at that time, I think I was assistant principal and still coaching at the time.
You may have been.
I was, yes, ma'am.
When I looked at this bid, $91 away from 300,000, and I thought, we're supposed to have enough, and we were gonna be 50 short of having enough really without a waiver to have the tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought, what if they do us the same way that we were done before?
Yeah.
You can't help.
Well, the plan he gave the schematics, it looks to be good. And the guy told me he could, of course, that could change. You're right. And if it changed, we'd nix it. If we ever get that point.
Yeah.
It has to be guaranteed. That's what we're getting. We're getting our money, we're getting our guarantee, and we're getting what we put in there. And one last thing, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ms. Sharp.
That's all right.
But I'll say this much too. When we have in-depth conversations with you guys at retreats and stuff. There's never been a conversation that's not become before. We've always mentioned, and everything that always comes out is about the child.
That's right.
And I appreciate you guys for always being about the child.
And I'll say this, parents, even these folks that are standing up at the ball games, I guarantee you, if we asked 10 of them and we said, would you rather have bleachers to sit in at 15 ball games and graduation, or with the 340 kids at Huntsville Elementary, not have an elementary gym or a nice place where they have PE 75 or 80 days out of the year? 9 out of 10 of our parents would go for the child. They will. They'll stand up for the children.
I have something
that way.
Well,
And-
children are concerned in all of them. That's the good thing.
That is. And that's all I wanted to say is I want to make everyone clear, I was not against the bleachers. I was against the bleachers of getting in line,
Yeah.
like I have been.
Well, that's why I said, and that's why I apologize tonight, because like I said,
And one other thing, I'd like to extend my sympathy to the family of Marvin Hewitt.
yes,
And
purple persons.
Do you have anything?
I don't think so.
Ms. Kim?
Well, I'm going to speak for all of you here tonight. There's not a one of these board members that's not here for the child, for the principals, for anybody that works in the school system. I mean, we're not here for a joyride because it's not a lot of joy sometimes. But we're here for these kids. That's what it's all about. And I know there's things every school. We don't have no special school. We don't have one that we like better than the other. We love them all the same, and every one of them needs something. And I'd give anything to be able to do them all at one time and get them done, get them fixed right, and we'll still keep working. We'll still work hard together. That's what makes it so important, working together. When you work together as a team, you get more accomplished. And I'm just proud of all of you.
Thank you.
I can't top that, Kim.
Well, I'll reiterate what she said. I think we all got the same goals here. Just sometimes we got different ideas on the way to get there. And that's okay. That's what these meetings are for, so we can discuss that and maybe come to the right answer. But we got the same goals, and that's important. I also want to say that I think it should be, and I think it is, a top priority to get the kids out of the trailers at Birchfield. And I like to see that done, as soon as we got the funds to do it, without breaking the bank and without breaking the reserves down to a level that it shouldn't be at, just in case we have an emergency. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got a good board, and I am so proud of everybody. I'm just honored to be on the board with you all. So, and with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
motion.
Second.
Waiting on the roll call.
Ms. Terry, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Abbott,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Mr. Sexton, Ms. Sharp.
Aye.